evening. This is the market update for Buy Sell Short for Tuesday, July 23rd. Starting off today with the Russell chart. Needless to say, overbought like pretty much everything else in this market, but trying to go into a sidewards pattern. If we look at the Dow 15-minute chart, you can see kind of what I'm talking about. We've been in this month-long bearish rising wedge on the Dow, but over the last week or so, we've started to move into a sideways action. And you recall a couple of videos ago, I mentioned a perfect scenario for us going into the July and August timeframe, and that would essentially be the large caps stalling out, not selling off, just stalling and pausing, because a market where you see that kind of action is fantastic for small and micro cap stocks, and that is exactly what we've seen over the last few days. Dow, another all-time high today, whatever, up 22 points. NASDAQ down 21 points, pretty much a snooze fest in the large caps. But the one thing to take away from all of this, we're having stocks like Google, Netflix, etc. We'll probably see Apple do the same thing in after hours. Disappoint on the earnings report, sell off initially, pause, and the market just ignore it, which is very, very good. Now, you recall, if we look at the Dow daily chart, you recall when we did the video here last month, I said this was to be expected. We would see a move up into July 4th, which is what we did. We consolidated, and then I said to expect a rally through July. And so far, so good. I mean, we are up 1,000 points from that. The sky is falling bottom in the market, and we just slowly continue to trick a little higher. RSI still not to an overbought zone, and just looks really, really good. We did see a little bit of a sell-off in the Dow transports today, but it came on much lower volume. So, we can pay attention to this. It might mean we'll get a little bit of weakness in the overall large cap stocks, but again, in this kind of market environment, as long as we're not seeing the market drop 100, 200 plus points in a session, it's going to continue to be very nice trading as it has been. But anyway, let's jump into some stock plays, some stock charts, because it's been awesome, and we've got a lot of plays. Our new swing approach to the market has been fantastic. Monsters galore, CPRX. Our target was 140 plus. How's 138 sound? Close enough if you ask me. Fat little mover. Retraced over the last couple of days, but to be expected given that it essentially ran almost 50% over the course of a couple of days. And couple of new swing plays today that we jumped into. B-O-N-E, bone. And this one got a very nice boner today. Ended up closing at the highs of the day, 69 cents. We were buyers this morning, 61 cents on that break through the 50-day moving average. And you can see the pattern here on what we're looking for in charts, especially biotech stocks are just on fire right now. Charts that have been selling off recently and are moving back into uptrends. These are the ones giving the very, very nice moves. And you can see here over the last 3-4 days, much higher than average buy volume on this stock as it consolidated right under the 50-day moving average. And today when it broke out, zoom, zoom, zoom. Swing target is 80 to 85 cents. Chart looks fantastic if you ask me. RSI looks great. Nice uptrend in stochastic. Check out the on-balance volume. On-balance volume have been curling up over the last 2-3 days. Now we see the price corresponding to that on-balance accumulation. Looks very, very nice. Gevo. This is one we jumped into today. Per the email, that DD research that I posted regarding Coke launching the green bottles, which Gevo, per a 2011 partnership, is the play on that. Big spike up, traded as high as 203 on a huge volume spike. So why did it drop all the way back down to $1.87, you ask? Same reason as I mentioned in the email and in the chat room. 28% short interest. These shorts are not going to give up without a fight. That's just the way it is. I don't get it. Some of these shorts, they pick a stock, they move in, they go heavy short, and, eventually they get bent over and raped. And that's what we're waiting to happen here. Hopefully we see Gevo pump out a Coke PR in the morning. Pre-market would be nice to sell some shares to these short guys at 2:30 in the morning. Just a side note, when we saw the stock getting walked down late into the session, market maker UBSS Scumbag was the one leading the charge downward. Typically on high short interest stocks, those are the douchebags you see controlling it. Probably because most of the shares, it's illegal shorting. I won't get into it, but it's not uncommon to see that market maker being the one manipulating the stock. Now, to give you an idea, you recall last quarter, STSI, 28% short interest down here. Woo! 75% move over the next month. So when these shorts start to get squeezed, they pay big time. So let's see if we can see a similar thing happen here on Gevo. Very strong support right now at $1.80. This short is not going to give up without a fight, but let's see if we can get a press release to bend him over tomorrow. HTM. You saw the move we had on Zone. 100% move onto its earnings. I believe it's going to start probably getting a bunch of Seeking Alpha pump articles now over the next few days. It's usually what happens. But HTM, profitable geothermal alternative energy play. They'll report earnings in a couple of weeks. Our first target is a move to 60 to 62 cents, then 71 cents. I would be buying dips on this chart. Reminds me a lot like Zone, a lot like WYY, which we ended up getting big home runs in. I don't think a lot of traders probably don't even realize these guys are profitable, and in the last earnings report guided for profits this quarter and for the year, and cash flow positive as well. Perfect kind of market environment. What you're seeing happen, and one of the reasons why we switched from to a more higher target view, the reason we're gone to swings, swing plays we can hold for a few days, a few weeks, but the ideal goal is larger gains. 25% plus gains is the ideal situation for us on these kind of swing plays. And this is a stock that definitely can give us that kind of upside over the next month. Mad Cats, big run up to 60 cents. Nice little retrace back to the 8-day moving average. We picked up some shares on that dip right there at 54 cents today. This little dip on lower volume probably shook out a lot of the, scalpers on this move. Not really a surprise. We've got a golden cross looming probably within the next week. Swing play into Christmas for us. A couple of other plays we jumped into today. DVAX. Actually closed kind of weak, but it's not really a surprise on this stock. It does this quite often. Nice little cup and handle formation. Swing target is the 50-day moving average up there at 168. 128 is the breakout. 130 is where they start to chase. 134 is where you start to hear all the chatter. So like CPRX and CLSN, etc., we're moving in ahead of the crowds. Like the chart here, 116 to 120 is support. It's been, a 4-week cup, 2-week handle, coiled for a breakout this week. ETRM. This is another one. As you can see, back in June, big pop, 40% move when they announced that they had filed with the FDA for their obesity, their fat person help. It's a replacement to the lap band surgery. Typically, you see the FDA accept that filing within 30 days. On the conference call, the CEO expected to take about 30 days. The FDA has up to 45 days, but they usually do it within 30 days. 30 days would be this week in a couple of days. Nice breakout from the triangle today through all the moving averages on a nice uptick on volume. We've got RSI up through 50. Positive MACD cross, should cross tomorrow. First break of that downtrend in the stochastics from that spike up to 147. Target 125, 140. Very strong support at $1. Looks really, really nice. DCTH, oh yeah, gotta love it. 41 was the breakout. That's the 50-day moving average. But as I said, I loved the setup on this chart, and it was like, why wait for the breakout? It's about as bottomed out as it can get. Biotech stocks are hot. Pretty much exactly like how we played DCTH back in June when we jumped in there at 38 to 40 cents and it went up 50% in a week. Same thing here. Volume has started to spike big time on this one today. We actually traded as high as 45 cents before we got a little bit of a dip back. Not really a surprise given that, 20% move in a couple of days. Target 60 cents plus, depending on whatever kind of spin and news we get. FDA meeting in September. RSI about to break 50. Stochastics up through 50. Unbalanced volume starting to tick up here, just like it did before that last run back there in June. So looking very, very nice. Would be adding any dips on this one under 40 cents. Very nice swing play setup. QRM, the rare earth stocks were on fire. Now, granted, I would not really call MCP a real rare earth stock, but it's the one that gets all the volume and the one that gets the move. And this one, big breakout through its 200-day moving average today. You recall, last two times this one traded up to this level at 790, QRM went boom to 72, 73 cents both of those times from the 55 cent area. We got a nice break through 62 cents. Actually closed on the highs of the day. 72 plus is our target with a possibility of a move up to that 200-day moving average at 82 cents. Nice volume spike on this one today. ADX looks good. Stochastics look good. Rock and roll for tomorrow on this one. Looks very, very nice for us. So that's it for the video. The new swing setup. I'm sure I've forgotten a couple of our plays, but you know what our swing plays are. Just check the emails. These are slow-mo plays. And what you're seeing happen, let's go back to Bone as a perfect example for what I'm talking about. Here is the chart of Bone. This is where we started buying Bone today, around 60, 61 cents. Got that initial pop and then pretty much treaded water for most of the session. And then started its slow little move up. Then we got an SEC filing of a 5% owner and then boom. Before you know it, the stock's up 15%. That's the kind of market we're in right now. And if you're a penny pinching 5-second trader and you jump in here, you know, it doesn't move. I'm out. I'm selling flat. You know, look, see, I made a great move selling flat. 15% gain you just left on the table. That is why we've adopted this swing mentality right now, because this slow-mo, slow-up market is the perfect environment for a swing trader approach. So that's it for the video. Any questions, shoot me an email, feedback@buysellshort.com. Ask me in the chat room. Otherwise, see you guys in there tomorrow. Have a great evening. Bye.